our sensitivity to energy, it's being either activated or, heightened exponentially. So in this period of time, people might have, a more heightened sense of intuitiveness. So they feel like, they suddenly know things that it doesn't come into their awareness before. This is an indication of consciousness and awareness in expansion. And when that happens, our full body is going through a metamorphosis transformation where we are turning into a more lighter being. If you are parents that have starseed children, and for these souls, they share this common characteristic of really highly sensitive to energy. Some of them even could sense or even could be able to do telepathy.
Welcome to the Light Dump, Carol Bird. Thank you for coming on. You have a unique role as an alternative energy medicine healer. And I'm going to quote you when you say that energy hygiene is the key to higher vibration. Okay. Can you go into that for us, what it involves and the modalities that you draw from?
First of all, Susie, thank you for having me, and it's really exciting for me to be here to share about what I do on my daily basis. And yes, because we're in a time of a chaotic and very profound, sophisticated transformation happening to the humanity in general, and especially for souls who are awakening and it's going through their own inner transformation. um, Energy hygiene became, the most important thing actually ever. Reason being that is our sensitivity to energy, it's being either activated or, heightened exponentially. So in this period of time, people might have, a more heightened sense of intuitiveness. So they feel like, they suddenly know things that it doesn't come into their awareness before. This is an indication of consciousness and awareness in expansion. And when that happens, our full body is going through a metamorphosis transformation where we are turning into a more lighter being. And so the whole process is actually a transformation into a light body. With this process means more light is coming in to your body. That means all the rubbish and the gunk has to go, and it includes all our shallowly side of the self in different lifetimes, and these lifetimes, and in relations to all these karmic relationships that we have in this current life in other lifetimes. So it's a very complex, multi-dimensional process. And when that happening to our body, is sometimes it manifests in different symptoms, which causes pain, aches, or some ailments or illnesses that just suddenly come on out of nowhere. And so that is the purging. And because of that, the energy hygiene is so important because we have to actually clean up our energy field as well as keep our energy in peace and in harmony and in balance. And that is the key of that portal or the doorway into wellness and balance, and be able to center ourself and purify our soul so that more light can come in and our body become more stabilized when our energy is hygienic or clean. But if we have a lot of debris or dark energies or entities attachments, then your body's even experiencing more turmoil and harder for you to clear your mind and your heart in order to go forward.
Wow, that's quite an answer, and it holds a lot of information. Thank you for that, because I think a lot of people are going to resonate with that. I know in the last, let's say, couple of years, okay, I've myself have experienced unusual states of dizziness. Not being I'm not low blood sugar, or I'm not, and it wasn't anything to do with food, getting up too quickly. It's often while I'm walking along, quite active, and I will feel quite dizzy, as though I'm being pushed over to one side. It's almost, it doesn't last for long. It's not nausea associated. It is unusual, is how I would put it. And I don't really have an inner ear issue too. So I had that checked. So I know people will be thinking, oh, I better go and check it with the doctor. And that's okay, I guess, too, check it out in case it is anything. But these quirky little symptoms you're talking about, they're ascension symptoms? Is that correct?
Yes,
Right.
that's correct. We just call them ascension symptoms. And ascension basically means lifting vibration. So it means you actually become more light and lighter. And in that process, the body, again, it's going through the huge shifts in energy. And for you, so nauseous or nauseous sometimes also a symptoms, but your case is dizziness. And I hear a lot of the ascension symptoms that people have,
Mm.
and they go and went to check with different doctors, including skin. So there are people going through, sudden bursts of like eczema or skin issues, and that never came on, but
Mm.
it's full blown. So they went to specialists and checked everything, and nothing actually they could find that went wrong. And they look at diet and all that, and then they started to eat more healthy and clean food, but that's still happening. So there is a deeper calling for that actually journey, because every experience has a purpose, has a reason for us to experience, and to actually tuning into back into our own inner soul wisdom. So the whole process is telling you that that's more than just this physical self,
Mm.
or more in what you see and what you can feel and people can measure. So that's the spiritual aspect that need that connection, which has been so vastly or so deeply disconnected for millennia. So now we are going into this energy shifts where it's calling us to reconnect with our own inner spiritual self and to the divinity.
It's amazing. And are you finding more and more people coming to you baffled by what by what's going on with them, and going, can you help me? Is that correct?
Yes, those people who come to me is some of them are they really try everything
Mm.
in the mainstream and sometimes even in alternative medicine, but they still got stuck or feel like they need some answers that they're finding it. And so they stumble across me, or somebody talked to them about what I do, and they felt like, oh, maybe that's that could help, or that could give them some answers or guidance. So yeah, yeah. And sometimes when you knew that's the spiritual aspect underlying everything, then you started to look deeper into what actually come into manifestation in the physical body. So dissonance, it's a lot to do with your chakras spins. So the spinning of the chakras, and the Merkaba is building. So Merkaba is the light body vehicle where it's a geometry
Yes.
invisible. Yes.
Yeah.
And this is the light body building um, into activating the dormant DNA. And so it happens in dissonance because it works a lot with the pineal gland, which is spiritually our third eye, and the pituitary gland, because those are the main glands in the middle of our head, forehead right in there. That's actually opening up our psychic abilities and the intuition and connection with the divine. So that's kind of starting to come in so that you feel more intuitive, so that you feel more sensitive on perception, or sometimes that you see things, but you're actually seeing from your inner eye, if that makes
It's
sense.
It does, and I find it exciting. I find it exciting. It's so funny when I have those little dizzy spells, I'm going, wee! I'm really excited. But I know people don't find it so exciting. They find it, a little bit frightening or a little bit perplexing as to what you're feeling like something's wrong with them. So it is an interesting dynamic journey that we are in individually and collectively, and it's exciting times. But Carol, tell me, so you have someone come to you, what do you do for them and how do you do it?
Right. So my modality is called Ki Rasha, 5D quantum healing. And so Ki Rasha is a frequency or an energy that comes through to me from the cosmic energy about 2 years ago. So I've been an energy healer using a modality called auric magnetic healing before as my full-time, work. And then as I evolve and also activate, I had all that spinning and all that going on, and then go through all sorts of ascension symptoms, and it's still going. The energy comes through my hands, and it's an energy of three different colors. So it's a violet color, it's a golden color, it's also a pink color. So these Kirasha colors is spiritually connected to different order of the council in kind of spiritual dimension. And they were here to actually activate and prepare people's light body. So that's what I've been told in my spiritual guidance. So it comes into my head like that. And I started using that, and also that started researching more into the galactic astrology, for example, and also learning more about the starseed side of things, because apparently I'm one of them, and then I wanted to find answers what's going on with me too, right? And that actually opened up the doorways of what I'm now offering to people. So not what I normally do is I have a 3 session package where people normally engage in the free. The reason being that is, if you are new to this, the 3 sessions, it's really going to take you into a bigger energy shifts and breakthrough, as well as you are getting tools and understanding from the reading that I got about yourself. So in the first session, I normally share with people by reading their energy, what are their soul purpose, soul vibration, and what is their soul journey and star journey, and then putting it into a perspective of their challenges and what they're currently going through in what stage. So it gives them an overview suddenly from a standpoint from in this physical world to a spiritual higher standpoint, so that you are able to see your life a little bit more and able to make sense a little bit more where you're at, to give you that confidence and hope, and also feeling the excitement about the journey that you are embarking on, this awakening into a fuller version of yourself. And so that in that, I also included clearing session. So I will check whether that's any kind of attachment entities or any kind of extraterrestrial implants or imprints and all that. We do like clearing if it's necessary in the first session to start with. And if we have time, we go into healing. And so the 3 sessions all has the healing in it, because the reason being that is we all need to heal our unresolved issues, or the unresolved wounding that is within our DNA that go back to our parents, our ancestors. We call it ancestral healing. So in that 3 session, you will find out more about what energy is yours that you are healing at the moment, and what energies is others, and what energies is your parents and ancestors that you are healing at the moment. So, for example, if I found something, I'm use my hand to scan your body energy field, and for example, if I find something in your shoulder, and then I'll check where this energy blockage is from originally. So is it from this lifetime, from other lifetimes, or parallel lifetimes? So we dig into deeper into the reason of those blockages, and then we remove them. The
Okay.
removing part is the main job, is to actually, you need to release them, remove them, or sometimes we do some mental programming on the subconscious mind if it's come with some belief system that makes you stuck. So if it's emotional, then we could do some emotional releasing and healing, and some tools that you could bring home to do homework. And so the 3 session is pretty intense. So each one of them got packs of information and energy work that is in that to helps you accelerate in your healing, and also to make you aware of actually what's going on in my different levels of the body, and including the physical, of course. And then by the end of the 3 session, you will have a way more better understanding, and also a bigger shift in your energy. And so you could carry on handling life, or, maneuvering or navigating, going ahead. So what I also do in that healing session is a tapping into the Akashic records. So when we investigating past life, other lifetimes, or if it related to, peoples in our family and friends, they are in our Akashic records. And Akashic records basically is a database of your soul journey. So we're just tapping into when is that happen, who is that, and what sort of energy blocks that it's created together, and then we will move it. So I know that's a lot of information I'm
Oh, there's a
sharing.
lot to unpack there, Carol. That's amazing. And I'm going to start a little bit, wind it back a bit. So, give us a little bit of background about you. And were you always, as a child, quite spiritually aware? Did you grow up in a household that was open to this, or was it quite different?
Quite different. So I'm from a Chinese family, and I was born in Hong Kong, and we live in a apartment city area, and a lot of dense energy and very chaos. And my family is totally not into spirituality and all that, not awakened. And so I went through my first part of the childhood, but I always like talking to God, and I have a connection with Jesus Christ. So he came to visit me when I was about maybe 5 or 6 years old. Um, just very, just standing in front of me, and I can see and feel his healing energy towards me. And then later on in life, when I was in my 20s, he came again. But these kind of two really important encounter that I have, and I believe in angels as well. When I was young, although I don't see them, but I believe they exist. And I could see things. I sometimes could see and feel energy when I was a child, but I was being shut down like most of us, who are star seeds, or who are indigo children, or indigo race. And so we chose a path where we incarnated mostly in places or family which has very much dark energies, stuck patterns, and all that. That's we come here to actually change the energy in that family dynamics, and sometimes in the nationality, in the race itself. Um, but that's another huge topic as well. But in my journey as a child, yes, I was quite in tune as well, but I was being made to shut down myself and just conform and just go along and fit into the society, which I just couldn't. And later on in my life, I went through rebellious kind of mode that I wanted to break free from this Chinese mentality of everybody going after materialistic life and about money and status and all that. And I try to do that as well, but um just couldn't make me feel happy, or just couldn't make me feel aligned. And then I was always fascinated about spiritual stuff. So when I started kind of in my teenage years, I started reading like Buddhism and other kind of spiritual books, self-help books. And then I started to open up more and more into that in my working life, where I could actually have that resources and um, the time to also develop more into that aspect. So in my early 20s, I dig into the Akashic records and understanding that spiritual side of it. But I wasn't being called to do any work, as my job or something that I could offer. I was the one who's actually receiving it and learning. So yeah, that took quite a long journey. Yeah. So the real spiritual awakening happened when I first separated with my first husband and had my child. And because my daughter really inspired me, she's apparently starseed. And because of her uniqueness, and I could feel she is an old soul, and I would feel that I need to learn more about how to protect her energy. So
Mm.
the energy hygiene start from there, when I was trying to protect her energy from any kind of toxic or fast food, not with watching TV or diet lifestyle. Yeah, and so I enrolled her into a science school where it is a spiritual philosophy behind it, not necessarily religious. It is spiritual. It's like they believe in the spirit in a body, and they believe that every child is a unique soul, and so that is the Sino philosophy. It's also a huge topic, but through that I understand more about the spiritual journey of a soul. And then and that journey with her leads me into India for about 2 years, less than 2 years, but nearly. And then I investigated about yoga and meditation and the discipline, and I practiced vigorously for years from that onwards. And then later on, I come back to New Zealand, where my family immigrated here when I was a teenager. I'm here back from 2012 till now.
That's a pivotal year, 2012 till now. Hmm.
Yes, that's the harmonic convergence.
Mm.
Where we are kind of the new energies opening for the golden age.
So let's dive into star seeds, because you do offer help for other parents who are birthing star seeds, and you are one yourself. And for someone who's never heard of what that is, okay, what is a star seed, and how does one become aware of that connection to another intergalactic heritage?
Right. So the word star seeds. So basically seed is like a potential, like a seed that you plant in the soil that's growing to the plant, a tree, flower. And so that's the potential in us. And the potential is in us is from the stars. To determine whether you are a star seed, one common shared characteristics is you feel like you don't belong here. You don't belong to this earth, either you don't belong to this family, you don't belong to this place at all. And when you look into the sky, that connects you. And you feel like, wow, you're mesmerized by, the stars, the beauty of it, the depth, and you just in awe, in excitement, completely kind of absorbed into that space. And that is when you feel like, yes, I'm actually coming from there, not here.
I think many people will connect with that idea totally. So, how do you find out where you are from? Because there's a vast galaxy out there of different beings. So, how do you determine that? And do you do that for people?
So, to determine that, the first thing to do. It's quite easy now with internet and all these resources. But when I was talking about 5 years ago, maybe, yeah, 5 years ago, there's not much information around about star seeds or galactic history, our ancient civilization that connected with the, galactic history. All of that is, just not there. But now with, for example, Gaia TV and also of people who broadcast on YouTube talking about that, you could easily Google or go into YouTube to find that topic and just listen to it and see which resonated with you. And for example, there are different, yes, there is multiverse outside this star system. So when I do reading on souls, some of the souls that comes to me are so vast. They are from the multiverse in itself. It's not local universe or galaxy that we don't even know the names. Um, but that means they're ancient, and also their journey or their um, qualities or abilities are much more diverse, and the mindset is much more open. Another thing about star seeds is you will be drawn, or you more inclined to be attracted by spiritual meanings of things. Just not deciphering um, or explaining or analyzing things on just the physical five senses or seven senses aspect. You go into deep understanding of that. And then you also tend to be drawn to crystals, healing, energy healing, sound healing, vibrational medicine, because these are the more advanced method of healing. And also you be drawn to meditation, because meditation brings you back into a state of peace and an alignment, and that would help with the connection. And so all of these kind of characteristics. But going back to your question, Susie, about the different type of star seeds, um, what I do normally is to find out the most recent incarnations that is before Earth. Because when the soul comes into Earth to answer the calling to help to lift the vibration in this pivotal time in humanity evolution, we kind of uh, in a way in this time we kind of trying to connect with who we are. And when we do that, when we ask, the door opens. And then you realize that when we come down to Earth, we need to incarnate in planets or vibrations that are closer to Earth in in order for the soul to be able to embody in this physical body on Earth. So those planets or stars that are close to us and a lot of our star seeds share are, for example, Pleiades, especially in New Zealand. Pleiadians has been guiding the indigenous people and the tribal people for a long time, imparting spiritual knowledge and healing.
Mm.
And then there are star systems like Orion and Andromeda and Sirius, and Sirius. Sometimes we call, the star seeds as Syrian star seeds, Andromedan star seeds, Pleiadian star seeds. So
Lyrian, Lyra.
Lyran star
Mm,
seeds.
mm,
So these are the most kind of common and close to this universe. And a lot of us share these star seeds, and we don't only have one.
mm,
We could have dominant one, for example, maybe Pleiadians, or for you, Lyra, but we all have different star seeds because we go into different places
yeah.
before we come in here. So we have a multiple wide variety of starseeds in us, and this gives us different characteristics. Or when you learn about those starseeds' journey and characteristic, you sort of being able to relate to who you are right now to have those kind of qualities and abilities. So some of the, for example, Andromedan souls are really high vibrational advanced being that is different from, for example, Palladian star seeds or Palladian's seeds. And those Andromedan beings have a more elevated view or perception in their energy and in life. They have a more detached sense of self. So in some characteristic like that in this soul journey for an individual particularly, that could explain why they could be actually objective in their life, or even taking
Mm.
on a job which is which is them exhibiting those kind of characteristic and role, and to share as holding that energy as the gifts to the world. So yeah, and then there are books. So there are Elena Danan, for example. She's really a pioneer in the galactic stuff.
Mm.
So she has her own YouTube channel and books. Actually, people could read. And then, of course, my to go to source would be Gaia TV. Would be really a good source to investigate into different civilization and all that. And then, yeah, YouTube.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that we're a hybrid, if you like, of some others as well, which would make sense. That would make a lot of sense to me. Can we draw off some of the gifts, if you like, of those other aspects of our intergalactic selves? Is that possible? And how does one do that?
Yes, it's definitely possible to say because we are that. We
Mm,
just need to remember that, and this is the time where people going through a lot of kind of life changes, career changes, relationship changes, in general, and then through that journey, you kind of like discover more about yourself, and those gifts normally comes as a blessing from that kind of a change or shifts or transformation in your life. It comes when sometimes it doesn't normally comes overnight. It comes gradually because
mm,
it depends on how ready you are able to receive that, or how ready your body is able to hold that frequency. For example, I have a lot of souls that come to me for the consultation and healing, and they initially have very high abilities in their childhood because they could see, invisible beings. They could talk, and they know what to do as well. They sometimes, when they were in a they were a child at times, they know actually what to do to help, or how to do healing, for example. But then over time they got shut down, and now it's just bringing back into the memory. They said, how do I activate it back again? It's like I lost it now. It's like, yes, anytime now you can actually reactivate. But the main thing is you first need to purify your body, mind, spirit, just like again, the energy hygiene thing comes in. Um, because when your body has a lot of toxin and have a lot of blockages in you, your abilities, which are in a higher vibration and a
Mm.
higher, more subtle, refined frequency, can actually come in to your body for the first
Mm.
point. So
Yeah.
this is the front line. So you got to look after your body first. So if you do need on nutritional side, on lifestyle, how to de-stress, and of course on the healing side, how to heal yourself from inside out, and all of that is kind of helping us to reconnect with ourselves. And then when you do the internal practices, for example, you just ask to the universe, like, I wanted to actually understand my gifts and what am I actually bringing. And if you already knew, just say, I would like to amplify my clairvoyance ability, for example, and then get the soul to guide you what to do. So then you need to stay awake and stay awake and pay attention to what's come into your life. Is that a sign for me to go this way, to find this book, to do this course, to
Mm.
actually learn and practice this? So you got to be really in tune into it in order to manifest, the ability. And then you got to practice daily in order it become a second skin to you.
Mm.
So basically, it's like there is formula for everything. That's a way for everything. The first thing is you just also need to determine and trust, and determine means you got to be determined in dedicating, your energy, time into your soul journey and into your self-discovery, enlightenment. This is the first actually priority.
It's a bit like training, isn't it? We can't go out and run I don't know, a 4-minute mile or something tomorrow if we're not trained in it. So you need to put the work in just to work that muscle, make it an innate gift that comes to you as easily as blinking and doing all those things that we do without thinking. Yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it's also about inner building our strength and confidence, because we don't know who we are. And in that journey, we're still finding. And then when we sort of know who we are, that knowing, it's just a doorway. So once you know, you just feel like it's never ending learning journey. And then it will open more doors for you. So once the first thing is just willing to do it, willing to
Beautiful.
try.
Beautiful. And you've been helping parents of starseeds as well. How does a parent go, oh my gosh, I think I've got a starseed here. I need to go to Carol to get some advice. What happens? What are some of the characteristics again in a child coming through that may be a starseed? You've had the experience yourself with your own daughter.
Yes, she actually told me her name when I was pregnant too, and she started connected with me when she was in my belly. But we had many lifetimes together. Later on, I actually remember them too, but she wouldn't remember. For example, yes, the children's sets come through. So my daughter now is 19, but a lot of the younger children's coming now, it's like crystal children and crystal rainbow children. They are the most common one, and indigo are us, or the still before 2000 we still have the indigo, but then it's just more of the rainbow and crystal children come here. The reason being that is the vibration is ready for these new souls to come in to become the leader of the future and to become the agent of this change. They are equipped in their own way as the inner technology to be able to access the future um, evolutional steps or doorway into this golden age. And for these souls, they share this common characteristic of really highly sensitive to energy. Some of them even could sense or even could be able to do telepathy. They'll be able to read the minds of the other people. So if you're not clean, that's really difficult for the parents themselves, okay, to keep privacy because the kids actually know, even you don't speak, because they read energy. And but then there is this huge another subject about how the soul chose the parents. But if you are a parents that have starseed children, which means you know that they are highly sensitive to energy, they're very intuitive, they're very tuned in, and they could basically able to actually do stuff that you don't think a normal people could do. And starseed children are very loving, and they embody unconditional love. And for example, if it's a rainbow child, they basically have no karma and totally enlightened. And they have so much wisdom. They are the teachers in our future. And so they have so much wisdom to share that we as adults need to actually listen to them. And I knew, from our very local, amazing water researcher, Betta Austin, she worked with autism children that are telepathic. And they shared, amazing, profound wisdom about the interpretation of water and the connection of water to us. And that also indicates they are those starseeds' child. And they have this special frequency that they are able to access to bring in those kind of knowledge and wisdom to us. And in order to understand more about the starseed child, every starseed is different. There's no box actually to confine. We're just actually knowing the surface of things. And for them to be able to protect their energy is the first thing a parents could do. And also taking care of the food, diet, because these are the frontline stuff that affect the starseed child. And also they are more inclined to allergy. So maybe they have different sorts of allergic reactions to different things, but they are also very compassionate and loving to animals and plants because they are here to heal the planet. And crystal children are even more refined because the crystal energy of that frequency is amplification direct channeled to the divine. And those children can be also called divine children. And so that different ways interpreting, the characteristic of them. But I think regardless of it, you don't need to actually confine your child into, what sort. But the main part is to understand who they are, what are they here to do, and to nurture and cultivate their gifts. For example, if they have nightmare, bad dreams, that's also because they are sensitive to energy. So you got to look at the bedroom. Is there, things that need to be cleaned and rearranged, so that in terms of energy cleansing, so that the room can be more able to create a safe environment for the child and, of course, the whole home in general. But the sleeping space, perhaps putting some coarse rose quartz crystal around the bed to help, and also having some protection energy like angels, or they're kind of open to unicorns, angels, and stuff like that. So let them bring in some higher vibrational things they like to put on to make them feel safe, to say prayers, to sing songs, to talk, to read stories that connect back to their, innocence, but not traumatic stories, like not those Disney stories, not those ones. Um, yes, we need to bring in more of, a peaceful, kind, mindset to the child, and more compassion to them, and more patience to them. If they are hyperactive, then that means you need to bring calmness and relaxation in their life to help them balance and protect their energy
It's
instead
so
of,
interesting. It sounds like what you're saying is actually for the parent to work on themselves to almost raise their frequency to that of their child so that they can understand and add tools in for them in this density, in this current, it's probably 4D density now, so much, to help them live here and be at home here and to help them help us. Is that right?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
that's right. And a lot of the parents that came to me, like a lot of them decided to homeschool. And it is a very, well, as you might know, it's not an easy journey in this time and age. I mean, it's easier than 5 years ago, but it's still not an easy path. So some of the parents really need to take on, the calling, to make hard decisions in their life, to sacrifice, in order to actually help the children, and bring out more of their own unconditional love, and trust in the universe, and then the role in the important role in their children's life, informing the first 7 years. Um, so a lot of them decided to do homeschool, forest school, and also do a lot of activities which cultivate different kind of subjects in their lives, that what the child actually child driven. So what they want, instead of, you have all these subjects that you actually everybody do and you have to do it. So some of them does not like mathematics, for example. They don't need to do it. They just learn mathematics in a different way that connect with life. Like you learn it through cooking. How do you measure things with numbers and stuff, and count things, and you learn it through gardening, or going to observe the nature. It's learning mathematics through their learning language, English, through their learning songs, through their learning morals, through, you know, it's all integrated instead of being divided and segmented into different subjects, that sense. So there are, a group of parents who are like more and more kind of ignited into that sort of role, and teachers helping them as well. And so these children are, really lucky to have such parents, but not everyone could do that, of course. And some parents, they are aware of that, but unfortunately, they need to actually keep their job, and keep on their lifestyle, or the place that the family that's currently in, and that's fine. You just do what you can in your capability to actually help the child. And you can do, holiday courses, and after school, you can do things that is kind of counterbalance, what is in the school to help the child, all that. So it is not an easy journey to have the child that is sensitive to energy and allergic to a lot of food, but um, it is worth the journey of being able to connect soul to your own child, and to walk the path together. It's very fulfilling.
Oh, I think this is such a lovely message you're sending out there. Thank you. Carol, for that, because I hope people listening are going to go, oh, I'm not lost because parenting is hard no matter who you have as a child. And yeah, but it can get quite layered. Thank you for that. You have in your repertoire of healing uh, the ability to channel and do light language as well. And I'm just wondering today if you have any thing you would like to do for us at all today.
Yeah, perhaps we could take a new few minutes that we could do a healing for everyone. So if everyone would be able to tune in with me, and then we'll do a healing so that it would help you to feel more connected with your own true, authentic self and
Beautiful.
open up the gateway later on for your own journey and awakening. And for those who are already awakened, it will just strengthen. Right. So I'll invite you all to now close your eyes, relax your whole body. Just imagine golden white light coming through from your crown and relaxing your head, your neck, shoulders, your hands, your torso, your abdomen, your hips, your legs, feet, toes, filling your whole body with this golden white light. Bring your awareness now to the tip of your nostril and just for a moment feel the incoming and outgoing breath. Connecting with this life force that is sustaining your body and this life, and feeling the magic, how magical, how miraculous it is that this is happening within you. You don't need to do anything, it's doing automatically. Air just flowing in and out. Now I would like you to bring your awareness to the heart chakra, the space in between your chest, your lungs, in the middle of your chest, the space in between the two lungs. I would like you to visualize a sparkling pink color. Kirasham. I'm now bringing in the Kirasha energy, the amethyst, emerald, and the gold order of healing. You will be able to see or feel the pink light, the sparkling blue light, and the golden light streaming and coming into the center of your heart, expanding, transmuting anything that is less than light and love. This Kirasha cosmic energy of healing is spiraling within you, within your heart, rearranging the structure and the energies in your heart. Letting it works with you for the next few days. Look after your body so that you are able to encourage this flame, this energy, this light to expand within you in the coming days, weeks, months. When you're ready, you could gently open your eyes.
Thank you, Carol. That was really powerful. Thank you. I'm going to ask you to now tell people where they can find you, and I'll put that in the story notes as well.
I got a website, and my website is energy-medicine.co.nz. Or if you Google me, you could type in Carol Bird, energy healing, or energy medicine, and you'll find me.
Beautiful. Thank you, Carol. I feel excited about this, and I hope people have really enjoyed it. I know I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cece. I appreciate that.